It's the weekend, they don't log on the weekend. Every so often you may bump into some maintenance crews. So we have had rain and the sand is not soft but more of a boggy consistency, hence me being on tour, just give it that extra oomph. So we'll go right here. There is a creek crossing down here, but I've got a feeling it may be too deep. Now that I know where the ant communication is, it'll be in the lowest point underneath the motor, so I really don't want to submerge that for too much. Clearly these are recently felled, and smell the pine, absolutely stunning. Whoa. That was just a goanna going up a tree to my right. Yeah, it's a bit deep to ride through, I think. Yep. Hang 5. I'll just do a double check. This is another reason why I wear thongs when I ride. And yeah, I can walk through that. May carry the bike a little bit. Don't worry about the darkness of the water. It's high tannin content coming from the Australian bush. So, and we cut out, I can see that there, front wheel down, motor out of the water. Oh, that's got some current. Oh, it's also good to see that flush. They did a bit of road work here recently and the pond over that side is all murky. So that is good. Anyway, let's keep going. Just up here, folks, is the nursery. This is where they propagate the seedlings. Oh, okay. Every time there's water goes up near the brakes, there's always grit. So you may hear some... Also, I find it's nice to keep the derailleur out of the water. Otherwise it'll pick up grit in there. Just a quick thought. What you may notice if you have one of these bikes and you've pulled the battery out, you may notice there's a gel on the connection points and on the bottom of the battery. Do not wipe it off if you find it, and if you have, then you may consider talking to your retailer and buying a little tube of it. It is a conductive gel specifically to go on the battery, and that, if you remember, I mentioned previously the old bike, I kept getting EPAC alarms saying it needed servicing because there was movement in the battery. Well, the gel does away with that issue, because even if the battery's moving or there's a small gap, it will allow the electricity to flow. There you go, folks. Off to the left. Whew. They're all tiny little seedlings. Oh, starting to spit, although much in this one. And you may notice these little dung heaps. They're from the brumbies. Especially in the main part of the forest, you'll find they tend to create dung heaps at intersections to mark their territory. And then the dog packs will also mark the same dung heaps, trying to claim territory. Now again, we're going to a little creek down here. Maybe too deep to ride through, remembering I like to keep the battery dry. Oh, standing water. Okay. I can't hear it running too heavily. We might be able to ride through this one. Nah, walk it, keep the motor dry. So again, I can let the front wheel go through, and I just slowly check that I've got good footing. Whoa. That's going through the tyre and it's still got drag. Oh. Don't worry about the foam. I dare say that's not pollution. Don't forget we have a lot of eucalyptus oily type trees. So that's nice to see. Again, that'll be a good flush. And don't forget this feeds down into where the platypus lives. And there may even be platypus up in that creek I haven't seen. Ooh. Oh. So everything's wet, and yet the thongs are still gripping quite nicely. Oh, I'm going to have grit in the brake. Okay, let's go to the left, shall we? we're sitting about 25, 26 kilometres an hour. We're on tour still, and I have tour set at level 4. I mentioned before I found level 3 wasn't that different from level 1 in Eco. Okay, we'll go to the right and then squeeze through. Oh, nothing like getting an update. So obviously I have phone reception here. Okay, we just had a wallaby go across the front. And we'll go right through. Still see the odd single butterfly around at the moment. Boy, would I love to show you a mass hatching event. Every so often in the forest up here, you just get butterflies, and I'm talking thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. So much so that even if you ride with your mouth closed, they still go up your nose because they just can't get out of your way. There are just butterflies everywhere.